we're talking in thin air. We're also going to record the session so that and have that on our website so that anybody who couldn't make it today can find out what we're going to talk about. So without further ado, I'll get started. So this project is supported by the Federal Department of Industry, Science, Energy and Resources. So the intention of the offer is to provide new customers a zero-cost opportunity to see how they perform and to help them establish new energy efficiency routines in their journey towards net zero emissions. We also hope to help new customers understand the benefits of a NABERS rating and introduce them to other incentives that they could access. So as I mentioned before, this offer relates to shopping centres and there's a few specific requirements. So we're looking to work with small shopping centres. So that means a GLAR or gross lettable area retail greater than 5,000 square metres and less than or equal to 15,000 square metres. Shopping centres can be located anywhere in Australia, and we're looking for buildings that have never had a NABERS energy rating before. I just want to point out too that we might cap participation for various states to make sure we get good geographical coverage, but we'll assess that once we start to receive applications. So what does the offer include? So firstly, we're going to waive the NABERS energy rating fee, which is $1,250 currently. And the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to pay the assessor fee for an energy rating up to $3,000 excluding GST. And I just want to point out that these fees should reflect the true cost of the assessment and not default to the maximum. And also we will consider fees in excess of this amount on a case-by-case basis, and we'll be asking for more information at that time to consider it. In terms of timeline, well, we're opening the offer today, and the applications will close at the end of June unless we're fully subscribed before then. Ratings must be lodged by the 31st of August to guarantee participation in the offer, and the assessor payment will happen when the energy rating is certified. The NABERS fee will be waived automatically when the rating is lodged. I'll just talk a little bit about the expectations of assessors that participate in this offer. So firstly, as I noted in the timeline, we'd like you to have the energy rating lodged on or before the 31st of August this year. As part of doing the rating process for the customer, we'd like you to provide some recommendations for energy efficiency improvements for each site. These are new customers that have never used NABERS before, and there's probably going to be some really good opportunities for improvement. The final thing we want to do is to sort of understand how well this program works. So we'll be sending out exit surveys to assessor companies and to customers that participate in the program. So we'd really appreciate your help in filling those out. A few more details on the offer itself. So with the funding bucket that we have, we think we can support around 40 small shopping centres to get their first NABERS energy rating and commence their energy efficiency journeys. Applications will be reviewed on a first come, first served basis. But as I mentioned before, we do need to make sure we get a good spread of shopping centres all across Australia. And also to ensure fair access, we will cap the maximum contribution to either an assessor company or a building owner at $30,000, excluding GST. I'm just going to hand across to Sarah now, who's going to take us through the application process.
Thanks, Magali. So the application process is very similar to the one we've been doing currently. If any of you have applied for some of the New South Wales office, do you want to click to the next slide? And what we will be doing is, so similar to the other process, you apply on behalf of your building owners. Make sure you obviously get their consent to do the works prior to this application. And the email applications goes to the NABERS inbox like before, nabers@environment.nsw.gov.au. with the subject small shopping centre application. We'll go through a few more details in the next slide, but then you'll be able to know from a reply from that inbox if you are approved for the application to commence works. So if you go to the next slide, yep. So the main things in the application, again, very similar to the current one, is name of assessor company undertaking the NABERS rating and ABN, full name and company of the building owners or owner. So you can obviously do multiple sites in one application if you have all the work ready to go. And the building size is very important, obviously. So we need to know how big the shopping centre is, the itemised assessor fee for that shopping centre rating. So it's per rating itemised assessor fee. And then obviously some sort of building owner consent for works occurring at their site, making sure they know about it and they're happy for the work. And then the approvals from our end we'll obviously confirm to you by the same inbox that you have been approved to be a part of the program, and you'll receive a PO, and that PO is very useful at the end, but we want you to obviously go straight away out and commence your works with the sites, try to get these ratings done as soon as reasonably possible, and try to lodge them all before 31st of August this year, making sure they can have enough time to get to know the customer and obviously do that energy efficiency side audit with them as well. And then so what will happen, similar to the current process as well, the NABERS rating certification fee is waived when the rating's lodged, so you won't receive that invoice like you do normally. And then when the rating's certified, that's when you send through your invoice, and that's when we always check to make sure the rating on our end is certified. So make sure it's only when it's certified that you send through that invoice with the PO for your company to the NABERS inbox, and then we'll make sure we can pay you for that work. So you can obviously get paid per rating that you're doing, even if you submitted for multiple sites. So we're trying to also be a bit more collaborative in this time around, especially because we're trying to get lots of different states involved and lots of new customers. So we want to ask if you guys want to be on some of our shortlists when people ask us where to go, rather than us just saying, the assessor page on our website. So if you just have a look here. So what we can offer is if you want to give us a 100-word blurb on your company, the assessor company, about your services and maybe your skill set in the shopping centre sector, and also what region you want to work in. That really helps us if we've got someone. We're going to try to do a bit of a direct outreach ourselves to these new shopping centres. But obviously, as soon as they're interested, they need to go do assessors. So it really helps us know how to pass it on fairly. And we want to be fair to everyone as well. So just letting us know what state you want to be in, and maybe a little quick blurb on your company, and obviously your company name with a 100-word blurb on your services really helps us, so we can just help them find an assessor quicker, is really the purpose of it. That's that slide. And so that is pretty much it. Now we'll stop sharing and open up to questions from everybody, if there are any.
I've got one.
Alex, yes.
Hi, Sarah. In the past, we've rated a couple of shopping centres which might be considered more along the lines of a open large format or a DFO type place. Mm-hmm. What's your consideration of those types of shopping centres, which are more more open air common area, and then more just retail shops around in a square or something like that?
So if there's still enough common area, shared services, our definition is mostly size based. And we have worked with a few outlier circumstances that usually work. But again, it's always really helpful to know, and this is also a good thing while we like to do these types of projects, to kind of make sure we can cater to the whole market. So I'd say in the first instance, when you are submitting the application, maybe say a few extra words around that specific shopping centre, but maybe also check obviously the metering and make sure there's enough common services as well, because that is a part of the shopping centre rules.
Yeah, thanks.
Any other questions? You're allowed to turn your cameras on.
If no one's going again, I'll go again. Is there a cap on how many shopping centres will be done by specific assessment companies?
Not on the number of shopping centres, but on the maximum contribution that you can receive is capped at 30,000, excluding GST, and that's for the assessor fee component only.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Rob Richardson here, if I can ask a question.
Hey, Rob.
Hi. Just wondering about the potential to combine the energy rating with a NABERS waste verification offer, where we could offer a bit of a combined sustainability package with NABERS. Is that obviously this is focused on energy, and there's not an offer to have a free NABERS waste verification, but we saw it as a nice combination if somebody's interested in doing both.
I knew you'd ask a waste related question. There is a waste verification pricing coming up quite shortly that I will directly email you and make sure everyone else knows. That will probably be quite useful, so it's not a lot extra to do it. But yeah, waste verification does have its own potentially new pricing that we can tell you soon. So please bear with me a couple more weeks and then I should be able to tell you.
Okay, thanks.
Anyone else?
Very quiet. I'm sure you have lots of questions.
Another question from Alex. How are you proposing on canvassing the owners and landlords and agents, managing agents in this category of between 5,000 and 15,000 GLAR?
I can probably say a couple of things, and then I think Sarah can embellish on that. So, I mean, we've got a few different ideas. One of them is working with the members of our National Steering Committee. We've got representation from a couple of the big peak bodies like the PCA and the FMA. So we want to definitely leverage our relationship there to see if they can pass on the details and send it to the right target customers. Sarah, I don't know if you want to add anything to that as well.
Yeah, I guess I was going to take it a different thread. If you're referring to building owner, maybe it's the company that's got the operational control. Is that what your question was, Alex, or was it more on MAG's side?
More on MAG's side, just sort of what sort of activities you'll be doing to reach the broader market on this and maybe in for future as well.
We've also been thinking about putting together like state-focused information sessions for new customers that talk a bit more about what NABERS ratings are and what the benefits are, and also specifically about other incentive schemes that they can access in those states. So yeah, that's going to be coming within the next sort of month as well. So you guys are our kind of pioneers that are going to hopefully get out there and start spreading the word. And then we got a couple of other approaches up our sleeve as well.
Sarah, is there any format you'd like to see for the tailored recommendations for energy efficiency improvements?
Not specifically, but I think most assessor companies have done them in their own ways. But yeah, just making sure, obviously, tailored solutions, not just generic ideas of energy efficiency, tailored solutions to that site that hopefully you found out through the auditing process and the NABERS rating process.
Okay, thanks.
We're trying to not be too specific, but obviously it would be good the more detail you can offer.
So a question about that, the short list, putting together some words about capability. I didn't pick up when you described that. Do we just send that as an email to the same
NABERS inbox? Yeah. So just say maybe the states you're active in, and you're happy to work in. Obviously, our funding has got that cap. So if you're trying to work in states, that funding, we don't have extra for travel. So it's really just if you're happy, what states you want to be in and what states you are currently working in, and then a 100-word blurb if you want to kind of say a bit more about your company and things like that and your services.
Thank you.
Can you just repeat what the sizing for the size limits for the GLAR was? I missed it.
Yeah, sure. It's greater than 5,000 square meters and less than or equal to 15,000 square meters. So in between that range.
Thanks for that. Great. Well, we might leave it there.
We got Tim. Tim's got a question.
Yeah,
yep.
Sorry about that. Does this cover energy and water rating, or just energy?
Strictly speaking, energy only,
Yep.
but at the moment there's a federal fee waiver available for water ratings as well.
Right.
So if you can weave that in then and get it submitted before the end of June, then it would be great if you can package them up together. But strictly speaking, it's energy only.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you all for coming today. We will share this presentation and share the recording. And any other questions, please let us know in the neighbours inbox. And we hope that you can all submit lots of applications. Good luck.
Yeah, we look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.